What's up, guys? Christian here. We're back with another ranking. This one was hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This one was really hard, and I'm not gonna BS you too much. We're doing the Child's Play ranking today. We're doing all the movies, the remake, you name it. Let's just go right into it. Alright, so in Christian Hanna horror fashion, I'm not just going to diss the movies that come lower. I'm gonna try to talk about things in a different light. Coming in last, probably could see this coming, Seed of Chucky. You know, I am seeing a number of people claim to be bigger fans of this movie as time has gone on. I think that's really cool. I'm just not there. I'm not there yet. I've been told that this movie's, you know, really satirically smart and things like that, and I can see how people can get to that point. I'm just not there. Maybe, you know, maybe one day it'll click with me, but as of right now, it's not there for me. I think it's just too way out there. I would even call it a horror film almost, and maybe that's part of it. I want it to be a horror film. I don't know, but Seed of Chucky's last. Let's move on. All right, coming in next, guys, is actually going to be the latest movie, Cult of Chucky. Now, to be honest with you, here's where I'm at with this movie. I actually think Mancini's a good filmmaker. I think he's actually a pretty talented guy. I mean, the film looks great. The film sounds great. I think he's a good director. You know, I could be going out on a limb with this. I really feel that Mancini can be his own worst enemy at times. I just think he goes way too far in this. Chucky being able to, you know, be in multiple dolls at once and stuff, it makes me question everything that came before. It's just, I know this is fiction, but I mean, we're following a storyline here that's gone on since the first movie, which is a blessing. But I just feel that this one, he went way too far, and it really almost just, you know, saddens me how far he went with the story and the mythology of Chucky as a voodoo, you know, the voodoo guy. So, Cult, you know, it's a love-hate. I think the film looks good. It's an enjoyable film to watch, but where do you go from there? Obviously, he has an idea with the TV show, but for me, Cult just takes it too far, so I'm actually going to put Cult right there. Coming up next could be a big shocker, the remake. I don't dislike the remake. I'll just be honest with you. When I was watching these films and I got to the remake and everything, I was telling myself, man, this is not going to be high on my list. I don't know. I like the film. I like the sense of humor. There are things that I am not a massive fan of. You know, the look of the doll, I don't think it's weird. The doll looks like a CGI doll in the movie when there's clearly, you know, it's not. When the doll's in the movie, it's sitting on the table and stuff. The look of the face looks so weird and off-putting that it looks like a computer-generated doll. It's really weird. I think we could have tried a different approach. I actually would have differentiated it even more than what they did, to be honest with you, because it's really similar to Good Guy dolls. I would have almost done a really different look when I was watching it this last time. I was like, I would have changed it even more, to be honest with you. I think Mark Hamill's great. I mean, Mark Hamill, what am I supposed to say? I like the sense of humor the film has. There's some really cool kills. I love when the Chucky doll goes over to the house and kills that person and then cuts the head off and puts it in Andy's bedroom. I like the cast of the film. I don't dislike the movie. I just like a lot of these Chucky films better. I really do. So that's where the remake's at. Hate me if you want to, but let's keep going. Coming up next, guys, is Curse of Chucky. Now, I was so excited for this film, and from this point on, I typically say this in my rankings, and I'll say it here, from this point on, these are all bangers to me. Curse of Chucky is probably one of the most suspenseful in the franchise. You know, when I was watching this one again previously, I was like, man, I love this film a lot. I think this film was great. I love the introduction of Fiona Dourif in here. She was, you know, at first I was almost a little like, oh, the daughters in this movie are bred? Sounds like a favor. But I was totally wrong. She's quite frankly one of my favorite characters because of this movie. I thought she was fantastic in this film. I loved that the film kind of went back to its roots for the first half of the movie, then slowly started integrating its personality into some of the sequels as the movie went on. I thought it was a great blend of the first, you know, number of films. And very suspenseful. The dinner scene where they have the rat, I think it was rat poison in one of the food bowls. Man, I was on the edge of my seat for that. So I thought Mancini he hit a home run with Curse. I mean, I really like Curse a lot. All right, coming up next, I feel weird having this film right here because I know a lot of you, there's a big fan base for this film, and a lot of people, this is their number one. Child's Play 3. You know, I was actually going back and forth with Child's Play 3 and Curse because I like them so much. But Child's Play 3, it has to go above Curse because of so much enjoyment I get from this film. Child's Play 3 is like, you have to give it credit for being made so fast and being as entertaining as it is. A lot of people that love this film, I mean, I see why they love it. I love this film. What am I saying? I love Child's Play 3. The look of Chucky could be quite possibly be the best look of him throughout the entire series. There are some great lines in this one. I love the military base. I love the scenery. I just eat it up. This film is so entertaining. It's so, you know, horror rental horror type, you know, of a movie. Great, funny dialogue. It's like the perfect blend of like cheese and slasher, and it's a great film. I mean, I love 3. There's nothing I can say bad about 3. I give it so much props and credit for being done as quick as it was and being as entertaining as it is. And I you know, because of that, there was a part of me that wanted to put this one at number 1 because of that, but it's not going to be at number 1, but just know I am one of you. I love Child's Play 3 to death. I will fight for Child's Play 3. Coming up next, guys, is the film that started from the bottom, now it's here. When I was a kid, I was not a big fan of this movie. I wanted the non-scarred Chucky. I did not want a scarred Chucky. I don't know what it was about scarred Chucky. I just felt like we were abandoning the old school and doing something new, which, in essence, that's kind of what was happening. But as I've gotten older, Bride of Chucky has tremendously grown on my list of these films. I love Bride of Chucky. It's funny. When it comes to the late 90s post-Scream era, some of my favorite films from that era are classic slasher films that were, you know, dipping their toes in that era. Halloween H2O is one I really dig, and Bride of Chucky's no different. This movie has grown and grown and grown on me over the years. Bride of Chucky is so entertaining. I love everything about this film. I love the tone. I love the humor in this film. The look of Chucky, I mean, is fantastic in this film. I mean, this one just looks so good, you know, that it's totally one of my favorites now. Scarred Chucky, it's long enough now. Scarred Chucky's cool to me. I dig Scarred Chucky. And it's funny, now I kind of miss Scarred Chucky because we've gone back to non-Scarred Chucky in a sense. So like now I'm all about Bride of Chucky. I think it's so entertaining. I love everything about this film. I love the entire cast. It's great. The personality, the gothic nature in the trailer park scenes and stuff like that. Love it. Bride of Chucky has just tremendously gone up on my list. I'm a huge fan of it. I just love it. Great soundtrack, too. All right. If you know me, you know I go back and forth all the time on my number 1 for Child's Play. Part 1 or Part 2. And I guess I'll kind of, you know, just get into it. Number 2 is Child's Play. Child's Play, I mean, man, this was tough, but I at this moment in time, I'm going with Child's Play at my number 2. One of the best ever. Man, what an introduction for Charles Lee Ray as a character with this film. What a great performance from Andy. This is my favorite Andy performance from Alex Vincent. I love him in Child's Play 1. The cast, Chris Sarandon in here. This is, you know, he had developed a relationship with a director from working on Fright Night, Tom Holland, and of course that's why he's in this film. The atmosphere of the first film is much more, feels like a classic horror film than any other ones, you know, after this. The rest start to really feel like the slasher type films. And of course, Child's Play, you know, you would categorize Child's Play as a slasher film, but this one just feels very classic horror in a sense. I know that may not translate well the way I'm trying to explain it, but I love the feel of Child's Play. It's Child's Play, I always say, to me, Child's Play is a horror movie, then the rest are slasher films. This film easily could be my number 1 as soon as I hit that red button on that camera. But for right now it's my number 2. Right now it's my number 2. Alright guys, so there it is. Coming up at number 1 is Child's Play 2. And whenever I do say Child's Play 2 is my favorite, you know, I could talk about how this film has such a great personality. It has this haunted dollhouse personality in terms of the house Andy goes to live in, the bright colors. You could talk about the score, the soundtrack for this film, which is unbelievable. I mean, the score for Child's Play 2, it mimics the sound of a haunted dollhouse. You could talk about the incredible black, dark humor in terms of what Charles Lee Ray or Chucky writes on Andy's test paper when he's in school. I mean, brutal stuff, but it's so entertaining. You could talk about the amazing look of the doll, and you could talk about, you know, so much stuff with Child's Play 2. But the reason when I do say this is my number one is because I do think that Child's Play 2 has quite possibly the greatest climax in a horror movie. The factory scene is untouchable. Absolutely untouchable. I tell my friends all the time, if I die and go to hell, I'm going to open up my eyes and I'm going to be in that factory. Because no matter how many times I watch these movies, I'm not scared of Chucky. I love Chucky. He's my best friend till the end. But, I mean, when you think about that climax, you know, the ending of Child's Play 1 is fantastic, and I do think it gets a little bit lost in the weeds because of how great the endings of 2 and 3 are. But the ending of Child's Play 1 is really great too. But when it comes to the greatest ending ever, I got to give it up to Child's Play 2. I don't think it's ever going to be topped in a horror movie. I mean, I've seen some that come close, but that ending, quite frankly, is one of the best endings, climaxes in a horror movie, period. So there it is, guys, my Child's Play franchise ranking. Very tough. I am proud to have Bride come up higher and higher on my list. It started very low as I was growing older with these films and not wanting to really be a big Bride fan, but I now love it. So that's really cool. The remake, I know some of you may be upset that it's a little bit lower. I like it. I just really like the Chucky, the Charles Lee Ray films. I just really do, guys. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm really excited to see what you guys think about this franchise. I'm hoping to see some Child's Play 3s at number 1 because I love that film. I wish I could put it at number 1, but I can't. And thoughts on like Bride as well, because that's one that's grown on me, so I'm hoping to see it be pretty high on some of you guys' list. So thank you for watching this, guys. This was really fun, the Child's Play franchise ranking. Let me know in the comment section which one we should prep next. We're going to do Halloween after Kills comes out, that way we can have that in there. We could do Texas Chainsaw next. We could do the Hatchet films. We could do a number of films. So you guys let me know what we're going to work on next. I'd love to get working on that. Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed this ranking video. Be sure to sub to the channel if you aren't already subbed to it. And we're getting ready for Halloween, guys. So happy Halloween. We'll see you very soon.